A brand new month means a brand new TBR, and there's a good chance that this month's TBR is going to have some familiar faces from the May TBR, because as I mentioned in my rewind that I just posted, I really didn't make it through very much. It's funny, and I think I brought it on myself, because when I was planning out the May TBR, I was sort of looking at things that needed to be read in May, and then things that were coming out this summer that would probably be reread in June. And I was looking at it thinking, there's not too much for June. Maybe I'll have a light month that will give me time to do things and not have a lot of pressure, and it will give me time to pick up things that aren't in the TBR but just sound good. And I was thinking, this is going to be a nice, relaxing month. And then I hardly read anything in May and started looking at all the stuff that I really actually do have for June and July, and it's become a much scarier pile, so I probably jinxed myself. But here's what I am planning, hoping to read in June. So here we go. I mentioned in my May rewind that there were two books that I started in May but didn't finish yet that I wanted to finish this month. And they are A Blue So Dark and The Witch Hunter. I am about halfway through both of these and really liking both, moving along very quickly, so I don't think that this should take up too much of my June stack. Fingers crossed. If possible, I would like to also read Velvet by Temple West, which was in my May TBR. I had intended to read it in May and went to read it in May and couldn't find it. I don't think I took it to Florida with me. I'm hoping I didn't, because if I did, it didn't make it back. My guess would be that it's just wedged somewhere in the chaos that is my room, but if I don't find it soon, it's not going to be read. But I'm hoping to come across it and actually get it read and reviewed, because I think it's actually out now, so kind of late on that one, but I don't know, it's MIA, so I guess we will see. But that's all that's a holdover from the May TBR. For this month's Wednesday YA book club pick, I will either be reading Spellbound by Rachel Hawkins or The Boyfriend List by E. Lockhart. Liz and I decided to do an Instagram vote off this month, so I chose Spellbound, Liz chose The Boyfriend List, and the voting is still open until Tuesday. We'll be announcing the winner on Wednesday, so if you have an opinion which of these two books we read in June, and if you want to read them along with us, go over to my Instagram or Liz's Instagram. I'll leave a link below and vote, weigh in. You guys decide. One of these will be read in June. I vote for this one. Now, piggybacking off of the May TBR, I had told you guys that this would probably be in June's, and it is Silver in the Blood by Jessica Day George. This one comes out in the very beginning of July, so I want to get it read this month so I can review it in time for you guys to decide whether it's something you want to pick up. I am a Jessica Day George fan, so I would imagine I'm probably going to say yes, you do want to pick it up, but we shall see. And also, kind of a throwback to that May TBR, I'll be reading volume 2 of The Last Man, which is The Royal Cup. I read the first volume, The Stranger, in May. This is a graphic novel, and I will be part of the blog tour for this, I want to say towards the end of this month, so I'm going to read this one pretty early this month so that I will be all prepped and ready to go. And that will probably kick off a little bit of a graphic novel reading binge, which is good because I can probably use something like that right now to kind of get my numbers up and get me on the right track for reading this month. So after that, I will also be reading The Divine, which is a magical realist graphic novel. It looks beautiful. Every time that I say something looks really nice in a graphic novel, that I love the art, I always open up to blank pages. It's like a skill. Anyway, it looks really nice. As does The Thrilling Adventures of Lovelace and Babbage, which I just talked about recently. A number of these, actually, I just talked about in my last book haul. This one, again, graphic novel. Whoops. It's okay. Graphic novel, quite a chunky one, based on real people and historical events, and I am looking forward to it. I'll also be flipping through and getting a feel for The League of Regrettable Superheroes. Why can't I say that? The League of Regrettable Superheroes, which is another one I talked about recently. Kind of a perfect, why am I going to drop everything today? Kind of a perfect coffee table style book, all about actual regrettable superheroes that made it to print and are on the interesting side. So here are some of them. Looks really fun, and I think it will make for a nice day of just kind of flipping through and chuckling to myself. 2 more on the flipping through front. I will be giving the Mystery Writers of America cookbook a go, so it's not like this is something that I'm gonna sit down and read every word of, but just kind of flipping through, seeing what calls my name. Beyond just giving you my general impressions at the end of June, I'll probably be talking a little bit more in depth about this in one of June's vlogs so that you guys can see how it's all set up and what looks yummy. And same for Doodle Lit, which is an adult coloring and doodle book, all based on literary things. Not that I'll be showing you guys what's yummy out of this, but I will be kind of going more into detail about this in the June vlogs and showing you what it's all about. So keep an eye out for those. That is a plenty sizable stack. Hopefully I can get through all of that, but am I stopping there? No, I never do. I told you in the May TBR that there were a number of books that I would be choosing from if I got through everything I read in May, which of course I didn't. The same is true for June. So these will be what I move on to next if I manage to make it through that stack. At the Water's Edge by Sarah Gruen, Rebel Mechanics by Shanna Swenson, The Curious World of Calpurnia Tate by Jacqueline Kelly, and The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, which is probably going to be read this month because I can't really wait any longer. I've been wanting to read it for months now, so it needs to happen. Something else might have to give way, but I think this is gonna happen. Especially because this too comes out at the beginning of July, and I want to let you guys know what I think of it before it does, in theory. So that is my June TBR. Hopefully I need to get out of vacation mode. Fingers crossed. Let me know what you think of the stack in the comments, and any that you want to read or have read, and let me know what you're planning on reading in June. That's all for now. As always, thanks for watching, and happy reading!